A lot can happen in a weight loss journey, and I wanted to take you guys on a little ride back in the past and show you a little bit of where I have been and how I got here and how I maintain this incredible weight loss. Because we've gained so many new subscribers to the channel, a lot of people don't know where I started, how I got to where I am, how I became a lot more carnivore-ish. Now, just for disclosure, I've never once claimed to be 100% carnivore. I've been using the carnivore as a basic eating principle to help maintain weight loss, provide additional weight loss, and it's also provided me a ton of amazing health benefits. Getting off my CPAP was a huge win. Being able to go to work and not feel fatigued or in pain, that's another win.
Are you considered morbidly obese and just want some help shedding the pounds? Well, if so, then follow along, because this is going to be a long journey. But I was getting out of bed and I just happened to step on this little rock. Now, it felt like I was stepping on a Lego that my kids left in the hallway. And I mean, I was in a lot of pain. I'm already morbidly obese and way out of shape. But I stepped on this rock and I picked it up and I put it in my pocket. I've been packing it around, and most likely I'm gonna wind up keeping this rock, somewhere close to me. I also want to be a lot more active with my family and my children. And in order to do that, I need to overcome these small little obstacles in my life. Now, this rock represents every little challenge, every little hurdle. Now, when we go outside, I mean, what are we walking on? We're walking on a bunch of these little rocks. I need to come up with a plan on how to figure out how to deal with these little tiny rocks in my life that I'm gonna be stepping on. And I'm gonna be stepping on a whole bunch of these rocks in my lifetime. So every meal is one little rock, and every time that I just say no to an opportunity to eat bad, it's gonna be something that benefits me in the long run. And when I open the front door every morning, guess what? I'm surrounded by millions of rocks. I just have to come up with a plan on how to cross those rocks without getting hurt. And that's what I'm here to do, is try to help you, help yourself, make a few better decisions, maybe for tomorrow.
But I did want to ask you guys your opinion on this comment right here. I typically don't give these type of comments any type of screen time because I'm really not sure how to take it, because it starts off a little bit offensive and then it moves on into loving and caring towards the end with just be patient and wait. I'm not sure what this person was intending by creating this, and yeah, I just need to know your thoughts and opinions. I'm still puzzled by it all, because I've been called many names throughout this weight loss journey. One of them has been an inspiration, and those people that say I'm an inspiration actually inspire me to make me want to keep going. Those people that say I'm gonna balloon up, the people that say I'm fat, the people that say I'm bald, people that say I'm not skinny, those are the people that actually drive me even harder to be more successful. So thank you. Now, if this type of comment were to have come early on in my weight loss journey, it would have been devastating to me. And I did have some early on comments, saying I was going to balloon up, I was going to gain weight. There's no possible way I could maintain that type of weight loss. Well, I'm happy to say that I proved them wrong. But that was also something that I need to mention, is it's this motivational type stuff. This is the type of stuff that keeps me going, wanting me to, hey, show those people that don't believe we can lose weight. They don't believe we can gain better health. They don't believe we can maintain better health. And just by going and doing the stuff. Now, I've been doing the carnivore diet for over 365 days. Last month, the month of September, was my carniversary. And I'm just basically here to share with everybody exactly what happens. And I try to create all of my videos in the most honest, positive way to show people exactly what happens when you do the diet, and sometimes when you don't do the diet, what might happen. But okay, as some of you know, I just took a week-long vacation over the Christmas break. I wasn't expecting to lose any weight over Christmas vacation, and I was creating a bunch of different type of carnivore-ish type of recipes over the holiday. And I think some of those would definitely slow me down because I ate a lot of different foods. I was mixing up the program, and typically in wintertime I experience weight loss stall anyways, so that was the time I wanted to focus on off-scale type foods, reintroduction, seeing if I could handle certain things like pizza. That's a mistake. I'm a pizza addict. I will not be doing that anymore because I just can't control my urges when there's pizza in the room, especially if you leave me alone. Now, other off-scale type carnivore foods that I like to eat once in a while, sometimes some basic fruits like bananas, blueberries, strawberries, avocados come in once in a while. And then there's some random trips to restaurants I like to go to. Like here in Anchorage, we have a place called Kava's Pancake House. They make an amazing breakfast burrito that I can get 90% proteins in there. And the only thing that's really not carnivore is the salsa and the wrap that it comes in. Now, normally the wrap's not that bad. It's not going to really toss me out of the program. But okay, back to the Christmas holiday. I got through the Christmas holiday just fine. Christmas was great. I spent time with the family. I didn't have any anxiety or depression or anything like that going on. Now, when I got done the following week, just before New Year's, I did go out and get a weigh-in. And yeah, I gained some weight over the Christmas holiday. Now, some of that must have been water weight. I haven't gained any inches anywhere particular. Overall, I just feel great and energized. But it looks like here my weight is about 273.8 pounds. Now, I think my lowest in this weight loss journey has been about 263 pounds. So I'm still not stressed about that, only because it's winter time. If you're obese like me, 400 pounds or more, it's going to take a little bit of effort to get over that hurdle to get started. And this 5-day fast really kick-started everything. I'm able to go for walks now. I'm able to enjoy taking my animals outside in the morning. Everything's not a chore. Even getting up and doing the dishes in the morning is somewhat pleasurable because it gets me a little active first thing in the morning, and it feels good. I've learned a lot in this process. But here's the main thing. I was in so much pain before I started this fast. I could barely move. I could barely get out of bed. As you can hear, I got so much weight on my body. I'm out of breath just trying to talk to you guys. Now, I did go through a point in my weight loss journey where I was extremely frustrated with the previous scale I had. It wasn't working out for me. It was a spring scale. When you're morbidly obese, you got a big belly, everything's swollen. You have to lean over and look down at the needle, and that needle kept bouncing around, so I could never get an average weight. And when I started, I was too heavy for traditional bathroom type scales, so every time I tried to step on one, it just would read error because I was too heavy. Spinning around, hop on this scale, see what we get. Scale is horrible. So, well, yeah, I don't trust this damn scale. Let's get off of this one. Whoa. Wait a sec. I can finally use this scale. I don't know what that means. So then I had to go through another type of scale just to get a more reliable type of weight. And that was the Tatuga medical scale. That's the one I've been using currently, and I've been using that one for now about over a year. Yeah, this little thing right here. Come on, let's go. There's my daughter's artwork on the floor. I'm very tired. Come on, show me where the scale is. Is this the scale? Okay. Daddy, get on the scale. I will. All right. That's my dog. She's sleeping. Almost never sleeps on the couch. Be okay. Hi, good morning, puppers. Good girl. Good girl. All right, we got the scale already. Up on here, see what happens. And all right. Whoa, where are we at? Stop moving. All right, 333.5. That's over 100 pounds of weight loss. 333.4. That's even over 100. Wow, stop it. All right. Let's just start that over. What the hell? Pretty happy. Spin this down like that. There we go. 333.5. We got that 2 times in a row. We're gonna call that. That's good. Now that was the point of my weight loss journey where I lost my first 100 pounds in 15 weeks. Now that first 100 pounds came off dramatically fast. I mean, 15 weeks is super fast. Now I was horribly swollen and in pain. The majority of that weight loss was water weight, and a little bit of it was fat loss. But my point is it's totally possible to get started. It's totally possible to lose dramatic amounts of weight, especially if you're morbidly obese, right in the get-go. But then after that comes the problem of trying to figure out what to do, what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat. And that's kind of how I became a little bit more carnivore over a period of time.
I'm just out here trying to help other people and show them the potential of how easy it is to lose weight without exercise.
And then I would play a silly game where, I would just take something simple, maybe a ball, a sock, or one of the cat toys, And I would just walk around the house and I would just casually drop it on the floor, bend over and pick it up. And I would do that as many times as I could until I felt like my legs just couldn't handle it anymore. I think the biggest thing that helped me out the most was I got myself completely away from the kitchen. I tried to stay away from the kitchen as much as possible because this was mentally hard for me. I have made it a point to make sure that I can do whatever I want on the weekends. The weekends are mine. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to eat unhealthy foods. It just means I can eat different foods, more foods, or I can enjoy a burger or a piece of pizza once in a while, and that's perfectly okay. Because I know the following week, as soon as Monday starts, that's when work starts. That's when we go to work, and that's when I start controlling my fast. My fasting was done mainly at nighttime when I was sleeping. Now that's when my body would go into, stage 1 and stage 2 fat burning. And in stage 2 fat burning, this is the process when your body is actively consuming its own body fat.
So far, I've managed to make weekly videos, and just mainly to document everything that's been happening to me over the last 15 weeks. Now, when I make my electrolytes, it's a pretty simple process. Himalayan pink salt, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, some lemon juice, water, and stir. It's not that hard. You got electrolytes.
Now my electrolyte mix has changed just slightly since then. I still use the apple cider vinegar, a splash of lemon juice. I use a little bit of a product called No Salt, which is basically potassium that we can eat. Something else that I add into my electrolyte mix in the morning is a little bit of iodine, and that seems to be extremely helpful.
Did you know that 90% of the carnivores that I've talked to or interviewed or been interviewed by,
Oh my gosh, that's Gray Bear as a kitten. Isn't she adorable?
they all started out almost in the same exact way that I started out. They started out with a weight loss journey. They started out not liking something about their personal appearance. They started out not liking something about their overall health. Like they just felt sick all the time. I felt sick all the time. I shared all of those things. They all started out doing the same things. Trial and error, doing this or that like they're told. And they failed at almost every single one of those things. And then they started a process of learning how to fast. Now, they did several different fasting techniques, just like I did. I did many fasting techniques, and they're all documented in my playlist below. That's how I started this weight loss journey, was with fasting. I thought at that time that fasting was like the ultimate thing for everybody to do, and everybody should do it. Now, I have changed my mind completely. Fasting is incredibly important. It serves a vital role in resetting your entire system and getting things working again. Your ability to, process insulin and sugars and carbs and stuff like that. Everything changes when you start doing some fasting. Now, all these other carnivores, they did this stuff too. They did fasting. And then they slowly started to move towards a ketogenic life. And that's exactly what I did. I was doing keto. And I was doing that for quite a while. And I thought, okay, I feel like something is missing. And when you feel like something is missing, you're just like scratching around and bumping in the walls, and you're just trying to figure, okay, what's going on here? And then I realized, hey, carnivore's a thing. Now, what's going on with carnivore? Carnivore is basically putting your body in ketosis at the same time, but it's doing it in a little different way. You're taking the fats from the meats and stuff like that, and you're turning that into your energy instead of the carbs from the breads and the tortilla wraps and the chips and all the stuff we would eat before. And even a lot of the vegetables have a bunch of carbs in it. But when your body processes those carbs, it just processes it in a different way. So you're doing carnivore type stuff, and you're processing the fat as energy, and it seems to burn a whole lot cleaner. I mean, it's like putting super unleaded in your gas tank and filling it up, and your car just runs a little bit better. Sometimes it's a little bit expensive. I had cravings, just nonstop cravings that wouldn't go away. And even with carnivore in the very beginning, I had some cravings, and I do have some cravings once in a while, but my cravings are a little different now. I'm like craving steak. I'm craving, fatty meats and butter, bacon, and just pretty much meat. I'm blown away. I'm blown away by this whole adventure, this whole journey, this whole mess of things that just happened to start out as a struggling person trying to make videos on YouTube.
Now, before I started the carnivore diet, I thought it was absolute voodoo. I didn't think anything was going to work for me because I tried so many different ways to lose weight. I tried so many different ways to maintain weight loss, and everything just always turned polar opposite, and I wound up gaining a lot more weight than I lost. And so far, I've been able to use the carnivore diet as my main tool for weight loss maintenance. Now, pretending to do the carnivore diet is probably one of the best ways to fail at the carnivore diet, in my opinion, because you can sit there and eat a lot of healthy meats and fats and then just go off the rails and head to a fast food joint and eat fast food. Now, one fast food type meal tends to lead to another fast food type meal, and I found out when I start adding in specific things, you know, like lettuce, for instance, that creates sugar cravings, and that gets me in the pantry wanting to eat just stuff unconsciously. So I just try to avoid a lot of things after I did a process of elimination, and then I started slowly adding things back in, and that's kind of how I figured out a lot of these things, and I figured out how a lot of the vegetables were hurting me. Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. If we can focus on that for an extended period of time, I think a lot of people would find this diet really enjoyable and also just make it that much easier on themselves in the process. But seriously, if you want to enjoy this type of lifestyle, focus on ribeye steaks if you can afford it. If not, you know, eat ground beef. Ground beef is a perfectly good option. That's how I did the majority of my 90-10 eating principle when I got started on the carnivore diet. This diet just simply works. All you have to do is just do the diet. For those people that are struggling, they're typically not doing the diet, and that just kind of makes everything weird, and then we have to reach out to others. I was that guy. I had to reach out to a ton of people to try to find out, okay, what am I doing wrong? And I still use that 90-10 eating principle every single day because it's just the easiest way for your mind to focus on what you're doing, because as long as you're eating 90% meats and fats and 10% just whatever, this works. This is how I've maintained a lot of my success throughout this entire journey. Bill Knott's one of them. He was talking about Carrie coming to Alaska, and Carrie's supposed to be coming in sometime over the weekend. Just to put it out there, chances are I probably will not have time to meet up with Carrie, and that's just because both of us live different lives and we're extremely busy. And Bill Knott is about 60 miles, 70 miles outside of here. Now, there was a moment when Carrie from Homestead How was coming up here to film his documentary with Bill Knott. That was kind of a wall I hit. I was a little bit depressed and sad that I didn't get to meet Carrie. I tried to get over that. It took some time, you know, because I had time to run out there and, you know, just maybe shake his hand. But anytime, you know, somebody famous in the carnivore community comes to Alaska, that's kind of a big deal for us. It was a big deal for me. I was really just hoping to meet the guy, you know, maybe get a couple pointers and just see what he's all about. But schedules were conflicting. He just didn't have time. This is week 63 of my weight loss journey. I started losing weight back in May of 2023, and then I started my carnivore type journey, meat-based type experience back in September of 2023 using a carnivore eating principle, meat-based type diet, 90% meats and fats, 10% I love my life is basically what I use to try to get across to everyday average people and try to explain it in a way that's less intimidating than just saying, hey, you need to go straight carnivore, you need to just eat meats and fats for the rest of your life, because quite honestly, when I started, that was terrifying. Well, that just about wraps up today's video. If you made it this far, please do me the favor of hitting that like button down below, possibly subscribing to the channel, maybe hit that notification bell for our next upload, because we're definitely going to continue. Well, my biggest point in trying to make today's video is to show people that the journey is a little bit of a struggle, but it's totally possible to do. Just follow the basic steps. You know, start out with a little bit of fasting, maybe work into ketosis type dieting, KetoVore type eating. Focus more on the meats and fats than the carbohydrate type stuff, the fruits and the vegetables. Just do a process of elimination for a while. And then after you eliminate 90% of the foods that are problem causing, slowly start adding in specific little tiny things here and there. And then hopefully you're going to be well on your way to something similar to my experience here on YouTube. Because losing weight with little to no exercise is totally achievable for anybody out there. I'm a simple average truck driver that loses weight, and I live here in Alaska, and I just want to share my experience with those who need it most. If you have any questions, comments, opinions, please drop me a line. I have an email attached to the channel. You can always leave me a comment in the comment section. I always do my best to personally respond to everybody, even the negative comments. I mean, I don't want to hate on anybody, even if they sound a little harsh at times, but seriously, those are the people that keep me going. You guys are the people that keep me going. And as always, guys, I hope to see you in the next one.